Hey, what's going? It's Charles, and I'm back here again. Thank you for joining the podcast. Today, I want to talk about something that I've been thinking about recently. Is like how our minds will actually work, like how they work and why they do what they do. I was thinking about how. Have you ever just thought about like sometimes like these thoughts or these memories come to you, and it's like of times where you've done something like stupid, or you've done something like really embarrassing, and it started making me. I started thinking, like, why do we actually get embarrassed? Is it because we make mistakes and we expect to be perfect? Is it because, if I'm walking, if I'm like walking in public and I trip and I stumble, and if I fall all the way down to the ground, like, people, people are going to laugh at that, and that's embarrassing. Like, there's no denying that that's embarrassing. But why? Why? And if you think about this, is like, have you ever noticed that, like, you may not be able to remember like what you had for dinner like last Thursday, but you can remember that time. Like, for example, I can remember that time when I was in high school and I got hit in the neck with an apple. Why? Because that was embarrassing. And that's a story for another day. And I may or may not tell you that story, but that's just another story. And I don't know, it's kind of weird to me just how certain memories or certain situations, we'll remember those versus other situations that we can quickly or easily forget. The other thing, I was thinking about this recently, is I remember one time I was like laying in bed, it's kind of late at night, and I start imagining in my head, like, man, what would I do if like someone broke into my house and they came into my room? What would I do? And I was like, I would probably and I'm just thinking through this whole thing. I'm like, I'd probably grab like something to use as a weapon, And I look over and I realize I have like a little nightstand next to my bed. And I look over and I'm like, the iron's right here. I can just grab this. And I would use this as a weapon. And like right when I was thinking that, I heard the little noise of the iron, like the little tick, tick, like it makes like a ticking sound, or maybe that was just my iron. And then I realized, when I heard that noise, I was like, man, the iron's on. And it had been on all day. So then I started thinking, like, what made me come up with this idea that somebody was going to break into my house? And was that on purpose so that I can pay attention to realize that the iron was left on, and it had been on, I don't know, for 10 hours, 15 hours. And why does my mind have to go through all this elaborate thinking and imagining? Why couldn't I just remember, I left the iron on? But I do think that there's something in our brains. And so here's the other thought, is like, like I said, where did that thought come from? The only way we're going to get this guy's attention, if we get him to start thinking of how he put him in a scenario where he has to use the iron as a weapon. That's the only way we're going to get this guy's attention, so he can be alert enough to turn this iron off. But I do think it's funny how, like, just the way like, have you ever seen this scenario? It's like a slideshow or a picture, and it's like 10 light bulbs, right? And they're all lit up except one. And then your brain immediately just goes to the one, like, no, that's wrong. One's off. That's the problem. It's the one light bulb that's not lit up. It's like, before they even ask you, okay, so we're going to do this demonstration. We're going to see what you notice. Yeah, that one right there. It's like, I don't know. I feel like sometimes our brains are wired to focus on the negative or what's not right or what's not in place. And then even in regards to like what I've been talking about is like embarrassing or maybe fails or mistakes, people look at that. It's funny how maybe it's not as popular now, but like people just watch videos of just like people failing. And I don't know, it's to me it's just kind of interesting like how we can focus on certain things and remember certain things. Honestly, there's times where I'll think about like super embarrassing or dumb things that I've either done or said to people. Like I have this bad habit of like if I see somebody in person and maybe they might be maybe they've been like, I don't know, somewhat like famous, like I'd be like, "Oh, hey, it's there was this girl, I think her name was Kayla, I don't know, from Real World, from MTV. I don't know, I don't even know if they show that show anymore. But yeah, I worked at this company. I get this job as a call center, and I look and I see this girl who was on the show, and I'm like, "Oh, hey, it's Kayla. Hey." Like I know her, and she actually, it was funny. She like really like, she did not like that. And I'm like, she got really upset. "Oh, I choose to separate myself from how I was portrayed on the show." And I'm just like, hey, calm down. My bad. I didn't mean to offend you by acknowledging you. And anyways, I lost my train of thought. What was I saying? I have this bad habit of like, when I see somebody, oh, okay. Yeah. Sorry, I just went all the way off. But like sometimes I'll think about like things that I've done like years ago or things that have happened and are like dumb things that I've said, and I'll be like, ah. I'll be thinking about it now and I'll be like, why did I do that? And it's like from 5 or 10 years ago. I'm not really sure where I'm going here, but these are just some thoughts that I've had in my mind and that I just want to talk about. So I don't know. Why do we remember certain things? Why do we forget certain things? Why does our mind focus on certain things that may not be accurate, or maybe the mistakes? It's like, for me, it's like, am I going to be a glass half empty or a glass half full?